I'm back at you with another Test Drive Tuesday video, and this week I'm really excited because, well, it's my very own Dodge Challenger, my 2015 Dodge Challenger RT that I love it. It's my baby. But I want to walk you through the process that I take myself through when I'm buying a sports car or just a performance-oriented vehicle. So let's get right to it. Now, once you find the vehicle that you like and it's ready for a road test, the first thing you want to do is, like all my other videos, I like to start it up first and let it go through the cold start. That way you can hear the engine before all the oil has lubricated all the parts just yet. Remote start, I can do this here and it'll start up for us. Now, we don't hear anything coming from the engine bay. Now you want to walk out to the back. There's no black fluid or anything coming out of the tailpipe. Now, if you see a little bit of liquid, if it's clear, chances are it's just the water coming from the air conditioning. But so far it sounds great. Now, after you've listened to the engine and you've got the exhaust note, check the tailpipes, make sure nothing's coming out of it, and walk up here. You're gonna pop the hood. The engine obviously is the most important part of this. So we're gonna pick this up. And we're gonna have a look around. Now, if you're buying from an individual, even if you're buying from a dealership or a store, you definitely want to look under the hood all the same. And what we're looking for is modifications. Now, just because it has modifications doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but you definitely want some sort of paperwork or documentation on that modification. Now, this one doesn't have any modifications, so there's nothing really to look for other than excessive dirt, fluids leaking anywhere. Everything looks pretty clean. Now, you're also looking for rust. You're also looking for any unusual noises. And for me, it all checks out for me. So we're good on that front. Look at the tires. You also want to look inside the wheel wells. Make sure they have the liner. Look at the tread. Make sure all the tires match. Look at the wheels. Now, because this car is so low, I'm not gonna be able to get underneath it, but generally what you wanna do is get underneath it and look at the frame, look at the undercarriage, make sure that there's no rust, make sure there's no dents and dings or hanging parts that are not where they ought to be. But if all that checks out, the next thing you wanna do is get inside the vehicle. Okay, so now that we're on the road, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that we take it out on 3 different kinds of roads. Curvy roads or back roads, stop and go traffic, which you would find in city roads, and we get it out on an open road and test it up to speed. So, and we're off. Now, when I say accelerate from a traffic light, I don't mean punching it every time. For this instance here, this is my daily driver, so I have to commute with this thing, and it needs to be at least comfortable enough for me to drive it on a daily basis. Obviously, with purpose-built cars, trucks, they have one purpose, mostly just strictly racing, strictly a weekend thing, from time to time on the track, whatever. And daily drivability isn't always a must. All the same, you do want to get a good understanding of how the car behaves. So we're going to take it through a few traffic lights here and get traffic, people cutting you off like this just now. Matter of fact, let me turn you around. Alright, so got people in front of us. It's raining. The weather kind of sucks. And this will give us a good idea of how this big boat of a car, that is the Dodge Challenger, handles in traffic. Go down this road. It's got less traffic lights, but this will be a good stretch of road to give us a good idea of the like low speed handling. About 45, 50. It's about what this road is. Oh, there's the sign, 45. And so the car at lower RPMs, you want to listen for wheel noises, road noises, engine noises. Really, there's a whole lot of listening at this point, just getting used to the sounds. Now, some vehicles have less acoustic padding in the interior paneling, so you might hear more or less road noises than some of your other performance cars. Now, this isn't a luxury car, so don't expect it to be super, super quiet. We're kind of sitting at a red light here. We got a good idea of what it feels like on a moderate speed, and it doesn't pull, it doesn't brake weird. Like, I'm looking for stuttering, scrubbing, scraping, grinding, anything like that that doesn't sound normal or doesn't feel normal is what we're looking for. So while we're waiting at this traffic light headed to the highway, I think this is an excellent opportunity to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you go to comment, if there's a vehicle in particular, like a car, truck, or SUV, that you want to see me test drive and see me review, then let me know, and whenever I come across one of those, I'll do it. Also, this being my car, I'm going to have this Challenger, and I have plans to beef it up, modify it, and so you just stick around, hit that bell notification, and it'll let you know every time I upload to the highway. We're going to open this thing up a little bit. Now, I can't punch it like I want to because it's raining, and if you know anything about these Challengers, very torquey. So, not really in a hurry to swing the back end out or to go sliding the rear tires. And another traffic light. Really getting a feel for this stop and go traffic here. Alright, so I'll see you guys when I get to the highway. So, I'm on a 2-lane highway here, and we're going to get up to speed. Like I said, I'm not going to do any pulls as much as I want to. I'll have to save that for a day when it's dry outside. Now let me do this. That'll work. Also, if you notice in some of my videos, my mustache, when it gets to growing out a little bit too long, it curls into my top lip, and I tend to play with, like, I tend to rub it against my bottom lip, like that. And I notice I do it, and I try to avoid it, but then when I'm not paying attention, I do it again, I catch myself doing it, and it really frustrates me. So I'm really thinking about just hacking the mustache off. I've tried cutting it back. It's a hassle sometimes. But comment on that. If you want to see me cut it off, see what I look like. The last time I did it, somebody told me I looked like I was Amish. But another guy told me I look Irish, which I am Irish. But anyway, I like to change things up a little bit. I used to have the mustache come down and connect it to my beard. I thought I'd cut that off and see what that looked like, and I've had it like this for a little while now. So change is good. Change is good. We're up to speed here. Not too much road noise now. It is a muscle car, so it's not the quietest, but not so bad. Didn't pull. I'm still miffed about the windshield wipers. They really kind of suck. I'm gonna take this loop here. sport mode, and I'm gonna not give it the whole juice. I mean, it's raining, so let's lean into it a little bit. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, okay. Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Yeah. I don't know. This is not the fastest thing out there, but man, this thing is fun to drive. God, I love it. It's got launch control. Look into that. Like, before you change any settings on the car, look at where the previous owner had the launch control set at. And if it's set at like 3,500 and it's got stock wheels and stock axles, everything's bone stock, that would make me a little nervous. I mean, how often did this guy launch this heavy boat of a car at 3,500 RPMs, and with stock tires, you're not going to do much but peel out. I mean, they're not going to grip like radials or like drag radials. So that's something else to note. I try not to rant too much, but there's a lot of information I want to pass along to you guys in my experience of buying cars, and I try to make these things at least somewhat entertaining. And now that I'm getting a little more comfortable behind the camera, I feel like I can loosen up a little bit. But what's going to help me the most is if you comment. When you like the video, when you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and let me know what you think. If there's a particular vehicle that you want to see me drive and review, if there's just something that I'm doing in the videos that you like or don't like, feedback is probably the best way I can learn from what I'm done, and where to take everything moving forward. Because I want to keep doing this, but I also want to make sure that it's enjoyable for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will look for you in the next Test Drive Tuesday.